see why he's so important in China.
Indeed. So, an interesting point of the fact CE. There we go. I was about to say, finally reacting and being like, okay, yeah, done with this, and are going to their home ground. Also, you guys will notice something in terms of the map pool. This current week, Volskaya is now in the map pool, and there already have been some games on it. It's actually the map that SPT lost on against Timeflow.
There we go. So Volskaya is back in the mix now in China as well. Up to last week, they still had Warhead Junction in the mix. And just to basically keep things more uniform across all the major regions, Volskaya has now replaced it. But speaking of Battlegrounds, we have to mention CE and their affinity for Towers of Doom. And this is exactly what I like them to do right now. They need to reboot. They need to forget about the past 2 matches and the last game as well. And they need to find the way back to their old strengths, which is Towers of Doom, which is heavy aggression and strong rotations.
So let's see what they can do with the Towers of Doom here. Now, their comp, I would argue, from last game, it would kind of rock here if they were to just run the exact same thing and just play it a little differently.
And what I would like to see coming in from CE is a focus on Tyrael right now, because I think they looked the strongest in this season when Wind was playing Tyrael, and Towers of Doom, there's no denying that it is one of the stronger battlegrounds for Tyrael, and Wind on that hero I think would provide a lot of stability, would provide a lot of protection, and I think that's exactly what they need right now. They need somebody to lead the way with a comfort pick. Oh, that is interesting though.
It is. Bye-bye Greymane removed here, which means
they're not hesitating.
Hanzo coming in for Sunny Lion.
Hanzo no longer Banzo. Feels good, man. All right. So we see some Chinese Hanzo for the first time today, actually. But now that leaves a couple of heroes open for CE. They could go the traditional route with Uther ETC. But what I would really like to see is something like Tyrael and maybe with a false set early, to be honest, because that has worked so well for them to really shut down any potential Hanzo plays.
Could be effective. Yeah, I agree. Tyrael would be good. Tyrael false start would be fine. I think that would definitely work well enough. You can just the same strategy. It just works. Actually, no. I take that back. Uther and Tyrael.
Uther Tyrael too.
Like
Yeah,
because you got to remove that protection. There's the that protection from Hanzo.
Definitely, very true. Abathur though, making it into the mix, and a cheeky Abathur pick early on is gonna put fear in the hearts of your opponents, because now they cannot predict which route CE wants to go for. Are they going to go for the Illidan? Are they going for a Zeratul maybe even? There's so many potential heroes that could threaten a Hanzo, excuse me. So I'm pumped to see what CE has in their basket.
So trying to think, Abathur is, for starters, before we go any further with this, Abathur's amazing on this map.
Oh yes,
he just absolutely rocks. Hopefully this can be more effective than the Abathur we did see earlier today. But
oh, you're just gonna have to pick a range here, right? I mean, Timeflow just refused to play the game in a normal sense, in a logical sense.
Well, even it wasn't even, again, not even just they didn't pick a ranged hero. They just didn't respond to anything their opponents did.
Yeah, at least they can't be core rushed on this map, so that's good.
I mean, you can be core rushed on any map. It's just not good. It just has different levels of effectiveness. Guys, rush the core. Oh, Death Zone. Oh, Immortality. Several issues.
ETC once again back in the mix, and boy did it do work for them last time. Those stage dives were always on point, locking down the immediate switch on the right target as well. Especially 365 suffered a lot in that last game, and they're already showing it. Illidan, we don't want to deal with that guy, especially not when we have Hanzo in the mix, who is a very easy target to the hunt, coming in right with a strong engage. Although Rhaegar could have maybe cleansed it, but still, sometimes when Illidan's on the table, you better want to be safe than sorry.
So other options here that could work with Abathur. With Greymane already banned by CE is quite a strange one, but yes, Zeratul is a possibility. Yeah. Valera, if it was a couple months ago, but she has very much fallen out of favor. Shen's said by chat, actually, that could be very interesting. A little bit of CC already on the board for Sunny Lion, but could potentially work. If not, then we're probably leading towards, just standard Sonya, probably a Muradin as their tank, etc. Sticking with just all the things that work well. They still go with Tyrael.
Yeah, that is a very, very nice choice there. Tyrael, that is. Holy Ground is going to have Great zoning and lockdown potential for sure. They have it earlier now, thanks to the rework as well. There's many choke points in Towers of Doom, super nice. And also when it comes to protecting heroes like Sonya, for example, the Justice for All is just second to none.
So calling Cassia as the assassin for CE, just the fact that their entire comp rests around Abathur probably going symbiote, and she is probably the one who would get the most value out of that.
Okay, so who's going to be Abathur's copy target up to this point? Sonya? Sonya? Okay.
Yes, absolutely, because extra ability power. Because just absolutely wreck your opponents there. Drop a spear, drop some whirlwinds, hit some hammers, have some fun.
All right, so I think it's safe to say that CE needs a sustained DPS. I don't think they can afford to go for a mage. I mean, maybe they could go for a double Jaina, which would offer pretty solid damage, but overall I would like to see a Vala, maybe a Zul'jin coming out here.
I lean towards I stand by my statement of Cassia.
Cassia could work out as well, especially against Tychus now. Alarak makes Cassia a little bit risky though, because Cassia needs to approach her targets relatively closely, and if Alarak is on point, you can really ruin Cassia's day by swapping her in and silencing her.
Cassia, though, is a little bit is quite effective here against the Tychus that was also picked up by Sunny Lion. So if we did see Cassia, then she's going to have to be very micro heavy, especially due to that low attack range that she has compared to someone like maybe a Vala.
Yeah, okay. Now this is a tricky spot because, as you mentioned, Tetcher, earlier, CE, they shot themselves in their own foot, basically, by banning out the Greymane, didn't they? Because they really wanted to have one of those strong assassins, but now with Illidan, Genji, Greymane no longer being available, it feels like they're not really sure what to pick themselves. They're taking a long time to make that decision.
Ranged damage dealers. Now, the fact is, they don't need someone who works with Symbiote. It's definitely...
Doesn't have to be,
really good, but they can, like I said, just go for a double Jaina and just rely on the Abathur hat dropping onto, say, Tyrael or something like that, and they bring out the Chromie.
All right. I mean, we kind of forgot about Chromie, although she's so awesome on Towers of Doom, but simply due to the fact that I wasn't really sure if Chromie cuts it as a single ranged assassin. I mean, sure, we're going to have Sonya to support her a little bit, we're going to have Abathur as well, but do we have enough follow-up damage after a Temple Loop, for example?
I
remain skeptical.
Yes, due to Leap. Because I'm going to assume Leap. As much as Wrath of the Berserker is really good, it lowers the CC, the all CC against Sonya, except silences.
Gotcha.
And Alarak is one of the most silence-heavy heroes currently in the game. So I think the objective will be what it's always been when a Hanzo is in the game. Kill that Hanzo. So I think maybe not even Temporal Loop, but it could just be a Leap blow-up combo.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to find out if Lil Chromie is going to be enough to dish out the damages for CE. Their team composition is very, very interesting, to say the least. It could be interesting in a bad way or in a good way, depending on how they play it. But it's safe to say that Sunny Lion have some really solid countermeasures to a Chromie. Rhaegar, for example, if the cleanses are on point, if the Ancestrals land in time, you can really deny a lot of value from the dragon.
Very much.
And Alarak, I'm so excited about Alarak too, man.
Yeah, I had a very quick moment of, what dragon? Completely forgetting that Chromie was a dragon there. Thanks, Crane. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are preparing for game number 2 of our 2-game series here. Can CE find some redemption, or will they fall to the team that we are about to introduce on the left? In the blue, currently 1-0 up, it is Sunny Lion. With Power on Rhaegar, Jada on Tychus, Phoebe D playing the Hanzo, C on the ETC, and Eustia is on Alarak.
And Eustia, man, we've highlighted that player in the past. Can he deliver on that Alarak? That's going to be my special highlight to observe. But their opponent's currently down 0-1. It's CE, Alufal on the Chromie. We've got Wind on the Tyrael, KTY on the Abathur. We've got 365 on Uther, and last but not least, it is... help me out, brain here. It is Zuyu. There we go, on the Sonya.
He likes his Sonya, that one.
Oh, he definitely likes his Sonya.
Since his role swap, he is very comfortable on that, as Hanzo starts off with redemption.
You know, with death comes honor, and with honor, redemption.
Which is basically Hanzo's best excuse to feed.
Very true. He's got it in his kit, you know?
Yeah, and it's a mine-based build for Abathur. Like we said, not going for a symbiote build. A little bit risky, but it means he doesn't have to focus on just dropping a hat onto someone. Basically, the entire objective here is to deny rotations and then ultimate evolution every fight.
Yeah, that was actually really close for Sonya there as well, because a triple gank was already inbound, and if Alrek had made it in time, that could have been a dead Barbarian. For now, though, Alufal under a little bit of pressure, but he has his buddy Abby help him out in the mid lane, and of course those time traps, so important. You always want to drop them in the direction of the most likely enemy gank, which in that case was in the bush on the bottom, so well done by Alufal.
Clearing the camp. The weirdest duo camp I think I've seen in a very long time. Ustia with Alarak and Tychus. But they get the job done, whereas the more standard camp clearing team of Uther and Sonya, with mostly Sonya doing the work there, are able to take control of the sappers in the bot lane.
Alright, by the way, we see the cooldown reduction on the dash for Tychus here, which is something we're not really used to seeing most of the time. We actually see the talent called dash or the press the advantage. But cool little adjustment here, because you definitely want to make sure that you are kind of mobile against potential judgment plays by Tyrael and of course potential lead plays by Sonya. Because right now, I can see... Oh, never mind. Good damage by the grenade by Jaina. But I can see that CE is going to play this too passively. I really think they need to force the issue with the tools they've got.
I would agree, and that dash is going to very much help disengage from that kind of scenario. If you're able to stack it fully, you're going to get some crazy mobility that can just be so helpful when it comes to escaping from that hard engage. Wow, those mines.
I was going to say, that is a pure Abathur mine build right there. So he's going to try to slow down the enemy team's rotations. He's going to try to poke them down, draw mana and resources and cooldowns away from them while they're on the move. Let's see how impactful and efficient that is going to be after all. In the meantime, Zappers pushing into the bottom lane. The Uther stun was not enough to keep them at bay. And the altars are going to activate. Look at that. Look. Oh, Jaina. Boom. Boom. Oh, it's so annoying. If you've ever played against mine build Abathur and it's a good enemy Abathur, then you know how much damage these mines can do over time.
How gets chunked here. Again,
what?
Right now, Alufal dropping so much damage, but ETC goes in, finds the time trap, though. Get denied. Win, though, also having to teleport out, nearly putting himself in danger. Now, top's already been taken. This has given Sonya time to rotate down. She will be able to deny this. Abathur, you troll! Denying Ustia, which is going to make this a 4v4 plus Abathur for quite a while here for C. Finally, Alarak finishes, but it's pretty much too late. ETC going to try and deny, and he's able to with his face smelt.
Yeah, and once again, all that long-distance poke and harass by Abathur mines proved to be successful. So many members by Sunnyline had to retreat. Tychus joined the fray so late, and look at that poke on Hanzo as well.
Zuyu turning it round though. Wind with the protection. Ustia able to telekinesis himself away, but Wind is not done. That gets a heal from Rhaegar though, and Wind gets greedy. Oh,
trade value
and blown up. Nicely done. And despite it being messy, CE are able to take the fight and the altar.
Yeah, Tyrael definitely taking a page out of Hanzo's books here. You know, using death to redeem himself. Really, really well done. And that's already pretty solid. I mean, CE, they didn't really look too good in game number one. It looked like they were actually getting pushed back, but thanks to a long-distance poke and Alufal's accuracy, by the way, accumulating 20 stacks already, they were managing to drive Sunnyline back slowly but surely and also very painfully.
Yeah, it's it looked rough there for a bit. Once Sonya got attacked in that little choke point towards mid lane, I was very concerned about CE, but they were able to take the press the advantage very well.
Yeah, the stalwart defender at level 4, keeping Tyrael well protected against the damage by Alarak and Hanzo up to this point. But now we have level 7. Now we have the infamous armor reduction by Hanzo. Now heroes from CE have to play much more carefully, because you see those red numbers, right? -4, -8, yada, yada, yada. It's going to be so dangerous if you don't pay attention to it. Temporal loop.
Already being dropped. Wind in for the body blocks. Beautiful crowd control combo there. And CE, not even breaking a sweat, kill off Alarak.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need against heroes like Alarak or Hanzo, who are relatively squishy pre-level 10, most importantly, where they don't have the disengage tools, they don't have the stunning arrow, they don't have the counter-strike, excuse me. So now, C is furious. He tries to make something happen, ends up taking a lot of damage in return, though, and hey, maybe he's gonna fall. Okay, never mind, I take that back.
C gets killed. Zuyu with a beautiful spear to finish the job. And Alufal continuing to build stacks.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of miscommunication going on here. Maybe C wanted to make a play because he knew that it was the last chance to do that pre-level 10. But maybe his allies were like, okay, C, no, C, what are you doing? Stay back! And yeah, it looked a little bit silly now, but now they're just going to have to wait until they're level 10 themselves.
So we were talking about burst follow-up. We do in fact see leap and follow-through, which is weird coming in from Sonya here. Going for the, oh my god, and Judgment? What, wow. Well, there is no kill quite like Overkill. Judgment over the gate!
Wow.
And they're not able to get the kill, but wow, this is an aggressive call.
So the thing is, Tetcher, I think follow-through was picked here to provide even more follow-up damage after a temple loop, because if Sonya times her abilities quite well, she actually gets an absurd amount of bonus damage from her auto attacks.
But Poison Spear, though, that does the same job. No,
not if it's on cooldown, though.
Here, exactly, and the idea of follow-through here is the ability to basically do immediate damage. The whole point of Poison Spear is it's poison damage. It allows Rhaegar to land an Ancestral if it doesn't do the job immediately.
Temper Loop going down.
Wow, Dragon Arrow completely misses. Down goes Pal. The silence was good, but it's not enough.
Right, this time around, they're not having that easy of a time to keep people alive. Sunny Lion, that is no Turiel, no Uther. Actually, CE used basically what Sunny Lion was doing to them in the first place, and now they're going to have to taste their own medicine.
Alufal almost following the Abathur clone in there and putting himself in trouble, but immediately changed his mind and was able to back out. Yeah, which is good, because just in time for the altars to be spawning.
Tetcher, I think this could work out for CE. We weren't really sure how well this would turn out when we saw the draft on paper, but so far, look at those mines as well. Sunny Lion must be furious at that point, because they can't really seem to make it through. Look at ETC losing a third of his health already before the real fight even started.
They were still able to get to the enemy altar in time to deny it, and that's the idea. If they can just win the fight here, they will get the double turn in here. They try to move on.
There goes the Odin. Vision is good, though, thanks to the mines and the time trap. So CE knows exactly that one of the longest cooldowns is now being deployed, so maybe they can stall this out a little bit more. Chromie protected last second.
Nice Divine Shield here. Zuyu and Wind in position to delay this turn-in. But here comes the Lufal. This is the perfect position. There's the Judgment. Leap and Rhaegar survives. Moshpit turn around and try to blow up the Sonya here. And they're able to do it. And a good counter-strike finishes off Chromie. Wind completely body blocked. He's down too. And Sunny Lion able to turn it up.
The hidden mosh pits, the unexpected ones, are the deadliest. And that was a beautiful turnaround. C was patiently waiting for CE to use all of their ammo into that one combo. There we go. Judgment Leap didn't really work out. Here comes the counter mosh pit, and they make a beautiful kill happen against the hard aggression by Sonya, and also Alufal falling really, really unfortunately here, but Pao also surviving with a sliver of health here. Oh boy. That could have gone either way, I think, but if it weren't for the great reflexes and game sense by C on the ETC, I think that would have been an easy team for C to take.
I would agree, but that was a... Chromie was already had already used her abilities. She was not there for the follow-up damage onto that Rhaegar, so it was Leap and Judgment, and then nothing else. Here comes a second attempt at it, and down goes Rhaegar. That time they got it.
This time they did get it indeed. Beautiful damage there. Also good timing by Abathur, really dishing out that tiny weeny bit of extra damage that you need to take somebody down. And Rhaegar is just the perfect target. I actually would rate him a higher priority target than Tychus, Hanzo, or Alaric, because he's the most vulnerable one. No cleanse, no ancestral to be used on him.
Exactly. You can cleanse Temporal Loop if you time it very well. You can't cleanse yourself due to the lack of self-cleanse options in the game other than abilities specifically made for it.
Alright, the Odin had been used now only... Oh, I think that was a mistake by Jaina. Like, he's not going to have it ready now when the altars are spawning in 15 seconds. And look at Zuyu.
This could be disastrous.
He's lurking.
Odin ticks down. Zuyu continues his patience, though, but he could easily try and wrap around and make the play.
They still don't know.
Temporal Loop will be up in 10 seconds. He's still there. Yeah. The bravery on this man.
It's totally unexpected. Nobody expects the Zuyu coming in from bed, and here it goes!
There's the Judgment. Chromie's not in range, and once they get to interrupt it, the cleanse is good. Jaina gets Ancestral, though. C is detonated. Jaina's zoned in. And once again, messy, but effective, and CE are able to take that and take the shots.
And I think what happened here as well was that Justia went for the bottom altar, so he wasn't actively participating in that fight, because nobody expected Zuyu to be in that bush. They basically thought it was a 4 versus 5, and they could stall it a little bit longer, but then Sonya came from behind, said hello, and that was just so well played by CE. The patience, fantastic.
The hidden barbarian is the deadliest, because when I think stealth heroes, I don't exactly think a raging barbarian, but Tsuyu definitely did the job there and was able to absolutely ambush that Tychus.
Alright, good plays coming in by CE, and that is being resembled in the overall XP count. However, keep in mind that Sunny Lion still has a lead in overall core damage. Can they actually maintain it? Remains to be seen. Now, Holy Ground online, Tyrael in a lot of trouble. Gets stunned, but stays alive for now.
Gets healed up, so Wind, nice and healthy. You can see that armor from Uther disappearing, revealing how much armor reduction Hanzo had applied to Wind here. As the tunnel opens up, the next objective not up for a little bit longer for now.
Yeah, 16 is around the corner, and that's going to be huge. Abathur can soak it in the middle or in the top, depending on where he currently has the symbiote or his body. And now, with that 16 advantage, all the aggression, they could maybe escort the MVPs, the Zappers, to really keep their opponents busy. And 3 altars as well. Keep in mind, Abathur can take one of them if he's very feisty and cheeky. Oh my goodness, the damage.
Shall fall, but Phoebe D taking a lot of damage in that meantime.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Lufel is just throwing out punches left, right, and center. And you thought you had the mercenaries at bay? Well, here comes another wave.
So Sonya deciding, despite her earlier talents, that she's not going to go all in on damage. Dragon Arrow does not land for about the 3rd time. Tychus, you sneaky devil, you catches that.
Here we go, Judgment as a follow-up.
And some lovely bronze talons. A little bit of damage is going to try and burn down a Lufel here. Oh, nice timeout. That was the attempt, though. Drop her low. Zoning Mosh Pit, grabbing Tyrael, but not much else. 365, moving in, keeping his team alive.
Easy.
Down goes Justia.
That was the easiest escape of Lufel's life. You're baiting the entire enemy team. And timeout grants you more invulnerability than any other Ice Block talent. It's 10 seconds, I believe. Maybe it's 8, I'm not really sure, but it's a long period of time. And you could really wait for your allies to arrive. The Divine Shield was ready. 365 was saying, well met, I got you, little Chromie. And Sunny Lion, they didn't know when to back off, especially since they didn't even have 16.
Also, turns out we were both wrong. It's 7.
It's 7. There we go.
Actually, no. It feels like 20. Is when you're on the outside of it.
Safe to say.
When you're on the inside, it like feels like 2 seconds. Just like, team, help! Where is everyone?
Go. I mean, I'm proud to say that I'm not a Chromie main. Okay, I make a lot of people happy by doing that, by not picking her. I mean, so I don't like her. I don't like playing against her, so I really don't want to pick her myself.
I used to hate her. I'm now pretty okay with her. We're on good terms.
Okay.
Like, not send her a Christmas card level kind of thing if she was a person in real life, but I'd say hello if we were to see each other.
Who would you send a Christmas card to if you had one opportunity, one chance?
Like, just any hero?
Yeah, of course.
Excellent question. Probably ETC because he's an actual rock star and you probably get something signed back.
That's pretty cool, man. You would probably get the latest CD album.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, new album. Thanks for being a fan. See, moving around. The next objective, once again, isn't up for a while. There's no boss. See, you're kind of running out of things to do on the map. They're not taking the risk in pushing, so they don't want to get caught out. So, just the mercenaries in the top. And now they really do need to regroup up in case something like this happens. But surviving the 3-person lead. The beautiful Sandblast with a counter-strike almost destroys Wind. Moshpit grabbing Wind here as he will get taken out. But let's see if the explosion can land. He's going to sit on that temple. Gets powered. ETC is taken out.
The patience was so good by CE. They realized exactly that Tyrael would still participate in that fight with his mighty trade explosion. Now Hanzo needs one more shot. The Scouting Arrow misses. 50. Got some. Nice.
He got him. It's 3 for 2 in favor.
Uther's on a mission.
4 for 2. 365. 1v1 Data and KTY. Oh, he might be screwed.
GG. Doesn't matter. That was well done, man. That was so cool. Like, that Uther reminded me of the ad that we saw earlier. His Skinnergy on point, becoming a true hunter. And then, of course, we had the cheeky Abathur moves, catching the altar, and see, they tie out the series.
Yeah, and also we actually did see very quickly, just from one play, the double temporal loop there, which really is what allowed Tyrael to get the explosion onto Rhaegar.
Yeah, that was really cool. Really cool to see. And overall, I gotta say that taking those high-impact heroes, quite literally, like the Sonya Leap and the Tyrael with Judgment, that's really what gave them a lot of momentum back in CE's favor. And once again, shout out to 365. I think some of those Divine Shields and cleanses were spot on. Also, big shout out to Lufel. I think his precision and accuracy on the Chromie was outstanding. Really, really good.
Completely agreed. And once again, there was a lot of those fights that I would consider very messy by CE. But the fact is, they executed they played good enough. Yeah. And that's what they needed. They needed this point, but I want to see more of that cleanness that we saw in the first week.
I think it's safe to say you raise a really solid point there, Tetra. I think the way CE played in game number 2, it's sufficient to beat teams of the caliber of Sunny Lions with it. But if they had faced SBT today, I'm pretty sure it would have been another 0-2 in favor of SBT, because teams like SBT, or even just the one, they will capitalize and they will abuse every misstep way more viciously than a team like Sunny Lion could. So, see, although they salvaged the situation and they got a 1-1 out of it, they have still much more to be improved on.
Completely agree. Completely agree. And we need to keep an eye on them, because that's rough. The one are nipping at their heels right now. Soa are still holding relatively high on the table.
Yeah.
CE are by no means guaranteed for the Eastern Clash at this point.
Definitely true. And yay, we cracked the 20+ kills on average for our good China Entertainment. There we go. CE coming out swinging, but once again, didn't really look as convincing, as solidly as they did in the last week and the week before that as well. So can the old giant, the Titan that is CE, come back to its former glory? Remains to be seen. For now, though, big kudos as well to Sunny Line. They fought valiantly.
They did indeed. We have a Lufel gaining that MVP a little bit far back, which is weird to say about a Chromie player, in a couple of those fights. Not able to follow up perfectly, but still has put on some good performances. Genshuo, he called it. He called it well.
The mastermind. He knew it all along. By the way, guys, since I've seen this question arise many times in the chat today, we have a best-of-2 format in China, which is a little bit of an exception if you compare it to the other major regions. That means if there's a tie, like we saw it right now, both teams get 1 point each. If you take a victory 2-0, you get 2 points. And if you lose, well, you don't have to be a scientist in order to determine that you're not going to get anything.
Exactly. So every point matters here. Like really we said, SPT, they got a couple 1-1 scores in their matches, whereas C got 2-0'd in a couple times. Now, that's the reason SPT are currently ahead of CE.
Yeah, very, very true. So, yeah, what is really left for CE to improve on? I think drafting was okay. I was a little bit skeptical when I saw the solo DPS Chromie, but what else would you say can CE improve on?
CE, like I said, I want to see 365 have a little bit more flexibility, and I want to see them move more as a unit. Like, once again, they didn't feel as a cohesive unit in that first game, which is why they lost, and they didn't feel completely as a cohesive unit in the second game. They were able to win due to better composition and nice blow-up potential, but they never really were able to, like, get that almost impossible to react to plays that you want to see from that kind of comp.
And you saw it in that play as well, where KTY on the false did was completely off. And he was so isolated, he fell early to the hands of Jaina. Here we see a second play, but even here, like, they weren't always winning the team fights. They had some unusual misplays, some wrong focusing prioritization there as well. Oftentimes, it seemed to me that Sunny Lion had team members escape with just a sliver of health.
Yeah, it happened a fair amount. I love that lead.
That was
really
good.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, I just got out. Well, better go back in. It was a beautiful turnaround.
Sonya slamming down on that dance party. I wish there was a police officer Sonya skin.
Ooh, yeah.
Shutting down mosh pits left and right. Neighbor complains.
Maybe just flashes a badge when she goes into Wrath of the Berserker.
Yeah, so far I think the only
police skins in general. The only one we have is Diva.
Yeah, exactly. The Officer Diva, and we have the mounts. You know, the mounts that look like a police hover bike or whatever.
Yeah, but we need more. Definitely need more police.
Need more.
Someone's got to police the Nexus. Look at all the criminals we have in there.
Exactly. And most importantly, if anyone from Blizzard is watching this, Janet Leoric, let's do it. I know you can do it. Easy money.
Police Leoric.
Police Leoric. There we go.
Jail. As in tomb.
Right, guys. The Blizzard skin department is already giving us hand signs to cut it off and go to break. So we're going to do exactly that. Exactly. So we're going to be back very, very shortly with 2 more best of 2s. Most importantly, we have very balanced matchups coming up here with Soa duking it out against BTG. And last but not least, we're going to... Oh, wait. Am I wrong?
I believe you are.
Oh, it's SPT versus Soa. Sorry.
SPT
there we go.
Soa, yeah.
Had to take a look at the next screen. There we go. SPT against Soa and RPG versus BTG. Don't get it, guys. Talk to you in a bit.